Hey guys, Doug the Michigan Piper, fresh back from Ireland, and you guys, I'm telling you, I had a great trip. We had a great trip, my wife and I both, and the weather was great, which is not normal for Ireland. It only rained 2 or 3 times the whole week we're there. Missed it a couple times, and I expected that. Started off the trip with a stop at Peterson's Pipe like I wanted to do. I picked up what I'm smoking today, which is my Spigot bent billiard, full bent billiard. I think it's X220 in that ebony finish, and very, very nice pipe, you guys. Very good clincher. I wanted a full bent, and that's what I got. This was, believe it or not, the only thing I bought at Peterson. But like I said, I think it was my last video, I wasn't going to Peterson to buy them out. You know, I wanted a pipe that I had gotten in Ireland, and this is going to foot the bill for me. Today I am smoking. I am drinking the Poet, which is American Oatmeal Stout from New Holland, which is here in Michigan. And enjoying in my pipe some Captain Doug, thanks to Pat, the Paladin Piper. So now that I got that all out of the way, you guys, it was great. We flew out Monday and went out, got the red eye flight. So went out Monday and flew in Monday morning, Tuesday morning there, and hit the ground running. One of the first stops, well, the first stop was Trinity College, which is in Dublin. And we were able to tour that area. They have what's called the Book of Kells there, which is basically a Bible from, I think it's either 300 or 800 AD, on display there. Amazing. They have a huge library, this long hall library, which I'll put some pictures up here of this long hall library. They had taken all the books down for now because they're restoring the books. But just a beautiful, beautiful library. Lots of scholars from yesteryear that had studied there. And they have these busts all along the walkway there of different scholars over time. And I draw a blank on any of them. But anyway, it was very cool. And I got done with that and went from Dublin to Kilkenny, which is a wonderful city. Then from Kilkenny, we stopped in Ennis and went to the Cliffs of Moher. The Cliffs of Moher, just these beautiful cliffs out on the west coast of Ireland, and toured a couple more abbeys and friaries and monasteries there. Went up a couple more towns, then got up to Sligo, and then back to Dublin. So one of the cool things about Ireland is I wanted to see castles. And man, did we see castles. Almost every day we were walking through what we call at least one castle. Now, I say castles, some of them are castles, some of them were friaries or monasteries. But it's strange how these things, some of them were right downtown. Others were, we had one that was in the middle of a cow pasture. And there were all these signs saying, beware of bull, no trespassing, blah, blah, blah. We talked to one of the neighbors, like, don't pay attention to the signs, just there to protect a farmer. Go out there and check it out. So we did. And put pictures of that one here. So met a couple from France that we took pictures with, just so we get pictures showing that you weren't supposed to go in there, supposedly. And then it was about a quarter-mile walk back to this friary. And it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was just surreal. Out in the middle of this cow pasture, and it's been taken care of recently. You know, they cut the grass and whatnot, but just to walk around, there's all these tombstones in there. You're seeing different, you know, the different spots that they lived in the friary. There's a creek that came in that went underneath the friary so they could get their water. And it was just weird because, like, not just out here, but in all the friaries and monasteries and stuff and cathedrals that we had gone to, there was tombstones in there, whether there were bodies there or not. Some were, some weren't. And evidently, according to, I don't want to say legend or the faith of the, you know, I'm not sure if it's a Catholic thing, or at least it was back then, where the closer you can get buried to the cathedral or the friary or whatever, the quicker or easier it was to get into heaven. I don't know how that works. That's, you know, not my belief system, but just thought it was cool nonetheless. But we just went to one of those after another, and the cool part was, like, one day, one of the first days we were there, we're driving down the road, and the traffic started to line up behind me because it's driving on the left, plus it's very, very narrow roads. Like, you're cringing every time you pass a car, hoping your mirrors aren't going to smack. And I had some cars behind me because I wasn't going as fast as the locals would. And I'm like, look, we got to find a place to pull over so I can let these people by. And he goes, the guy that was with me is like, hey, just turn over here. We pulled into the parking lot of a monastery, and it was just like the one that I just showed you, where, you know, it was just beautiful stone masonry that has been there for, some of them were there for over 1,000 years. Just amazing how they can still be standing. I think I need to turn my lighter down. And I was the only drinker in the group, so I didn't get to visit as many pubs as I wanted to, but that wasn't a big deal. We actually visited 2 pubs while I was there. The first one, they were starting to play music before we left, which was pretty cool. And the last one, which was in Dublin, was part of the Temple Bar system, and I didn't really understand quite how all that worked with the Temple Bar system. I just know that there's a bunch of Temple Bars down in the Temple Bar area. And we went to one of them. It was at least 3 stories. And one of the things that I wanted to hear while I was there in Ireland was the Uilleann pipes. The Uilleann pipes sound a lot like bagpipes. They're a little softer. But instead of having a big bag that you're blowing in, you have a bellows under your arm and the bag's under your other arm. So you're squeezing with one arm to hold pressure. The other arm you're paddling with, and then you have a chanter or a flute basically in your mouth that the air's running through. But you also have these rods that are sticking out that play different drones, I think those are called. And it takes, I think they said it takes like 7 years to play this instrument fluently. And I just wanted to hear that while we were in Ireland, because they're an Irish instrument, obviously. It's a lot. If you want to know what they sound like, they have a lot of them in the soundtrack to Braveheart. But anyway, so we get to this bar and we're ordering our lunch in Dublin, and I hear what sounds like Uilleann pipes tuning up. I stick my head over the railing, and sure enough, these guys had come in, and they were tuning up to play. And that just about made my whole trip. I went down and grabbed my camera and my phone, and I filmed them. I'll put a piece of that right here. So that was just, I mean, just amazing. And then one thing I was glad I was warned about was, so Guinness beer is native to Ireland, and it is huge over there. Everybody drinks Guinness. It's crazy. It's like a cult following. But I didn't realize, so right before I went over, I've got an Irish friend, and he was telling me there's a specific way to pour Guinness. And basically what they do, the proper pour of a Guinness out of the tap is you fill 3/4 of the glass up. And they had a mathematician figure this out, believe it or not. 3/4 of the glass, they set it on the bar for a minute and a half. And they come back and they finish filling it. And that's like the perfect glass. And I will say, it's pretty good. One night, I went down in the hotel lobby to grab a pipe and a beer. And of course, over there, you can't smoke inside either. So I'm talking to the bartender. I'm like, hey, I need a Guinness. And by the way, do you know any place I can take this to go smoke my pipe? And he pointed across the hall. He's like, right over there. And there was this little atrium area. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I saw it said no smoking. And he's like, well, that doesn't mean anything in this country. Which I started cracking up. But of course, I can't do his Irish accent. His Irish accent was awesome. But then he says, as I'm waiting on my beer, he says, so are you vaping or are you smoking a pipe proper? And all I could think of myself was, man, could you just say that again? That was just awesome the way you just said that. And I said, no, I'm smoking a pipe proper. And he goes, he says, you know, I remember as a lad when I was when I was helping, what did he say, helping serve the bar. He said all the old gents were in there with their pipes, and I remember the smell, such a fond memory. And this guy was actually busy. He had customers to wait on and stuff, but took the time to talk to me. And everybody in Ireland's like that. You don't get yeses and nos. You'll get a conversation every time you talk to somebody. But yeah, just a wonderful time, you guys. If you get the chance to travel to Ireland, I strongly suggest it. But yeah, we just did a bunch of tourist stuff over there. Mainly, it was just going to look at these castles and whatnot, taking tours and do a little bit of shopping. I came back with the pipe, obviously, and then got a couple of flat caps, which I plan on getting those. A scarf, believe it or not. But that's about it for the souvenirs, other than some junk food, chocolates and stuff. But the memories I've got, you guys. The memories are just amazing. Or the memories of what was there is just amazing. The way the people were and how everything felt cozy. I guess the temperature ranges from about 40 to 60 degrees throughout the year. I stopped and talked to a couple motorcyclists that were there, and they're like, yeah, we ride year round. And I also stopped to talk to a beekeeper, believe it or not. He was there, and I didn't get to talk to him as much as I wanted to because he had just walked up he was still in his bee suit, and he just walked up from the hives, and he had one angry hive that was kind of swarming him a little bit. He's like, no, don't come any closer. I don't want you to get hurt. So we talked at a distance for a little while, and that was kind of cool. But just a wonderful, wonderful country, you guys. Absolutely adore it, and would love to go back. So I'm already in 15 minutes here, and I'm just going to keep goo and gaga in here, but I want to give you guys the update from the trip, and I'll throw some more pictures here at the end if you're still sticking around. So guys, I hope you're all doing well. I know I am. Until next time, you take care.